about the delay. We are live on Instagram and we are live on YouTube. So appreciate all you guys jumping in, especially Thursday afternoon. We know you guys have so much to get ahead of, and yet you spend your time here. So I am truly grateful and appreciative of all you guys. You guys are truly amazing. But today I wanted to talk about with you guys when it comes to vision. Yeah, no, we have a lot of solar guys out here today. That's so funny. We have a lot of solar companies out on the on the live, so that's pretty exciting. We got Andrew, we got Power Plug, doing great. How you think you're a big inspiration? Thank you guys. Just trying to pass it off to you guys what I'm learning from everybody in the field. I can't do this, can't take credit by myself. Everyone's doing their part. Everyone's doing their share. So it all just means a lot that all you guys are here to participate. But today, we're on Instagram Live. We're on YouTube Live. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing vision, the vision of each and every one of you, what you guys have planned for yourself now, the life that you guys want to live, as well as the opportunities or changes that you want to provide for yourself, your family, and or community. So today's topic is going to be about vision, and I wanted to give a story because I've been talking about it this week lately when it came to our goals for 2025, how we're branching off into 5 new states. And it was kind of exciting. It was kind of exciting to go over that vision because we're at the part where we're getting ready to make that turn to a reality. So with the contract that I have with one of our companies, clients, we are now going to be branching into 5 different states. And that started to freak me out because, I genuinely feel like if you aren't there in any shape, sense, whatever you make of it, if you're not around with just distant time, things could get sloppy. And you can have the best playbook, you can have the best moral, you can have the best team. But if you're not there to keep accountable, if you're not there physically to reinforce some of the things could start falling apart. Marriage, kids, relationships, you name it. If you don't take care of something, it can fall apart. So that's what I'm trying to talk to myself about. Recognize that, hey, yeah, it's a task. It's going to be very difficult, but how are we going to tackle it? And I started reviewing all the things that I'm doing right now because the last 7 months, as you guys are well aware, we've been traveling the U.S. for the school, Energize Us Edu. And that put a lot of trust into my team here in Connecticut to run my electrical contracting company. And what was so exciting about that opportunity is we got to see the good times, we got to see the bad times. And out of 8 months, 7 months now, September going on to 8 months, we were able to keep everything, for the most part, baseline. Everything stayed the same. We didn't lose everything. We broke even without me being involved in the company. And I thought that was an accomplishment. And I was super excited. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm able to travel. I'm able to do this. And guess what? My business stayed the same. I haven't lost anything. Then I get back with PBD and I'm telling him the vision, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we did. And guess what? I can leave from my business and my business survives without me. And if you guys know PBD, if you guys know the way his mind is at, do you think a statement like that would impress him? I want to get you guys' opinion. Do you think a statement like that would impress him? Basically saying, look at this, how far I've gone. Or look at me, my business stayed the same without me in it. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think a statement like that would now impress somebody of that caliber? We already have one, Custom Electric. He goes, unlikely. Anybody else? it is impressive. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to know that I can disappear for 7 months. And when I came back, payrolls kept going. I kept getting paid my normal rate. Everything was going good. But for the most part, that is a win. Correct. It is a win. It is a win. On the way to an emergency service call. Oh, nice. But to somebody of a caliber, he probably was impressed. But then he probably said, what's next? Exactly. Stillman hit it on the head. And YouTube custom. Unlikely. I told him, he goes, that's awesome. He was very impressed for the first time. He goes, that was the first time you left like that. Awesome. He said, now I don't want to hear about this anymore. I want to hear next time you disappear for the next 6 months. Show me how much you've grown. As in, he goes, your business could survive without you, but can it thrive without you? That's an indicator of a true business plan and systems working, not only just to get by, but to keep growing without you, without the visionary. And I was like, holy smokes, because so much of the stuff that I'm learning and PBD is helping me with my business of the Energize Us Edu, all the business steps, all the principles that he leaves apply to so many other facets of life and facets of business. For example, everything that I'm learning with the EDU and learning from all the other individuals, at the same time, I'm learning how to apply these principles into my contracting business. And that's where I'm like, dang, I got to do that. I got to get better, because I don't want to start opening up these stores, these locations, and they're just getting by. Once again, why am I going to now start a venture to create more headache and just to get by? This is the point where I want to genuinely have exponential growth kick in. And to do that, I got to make sure everything's in check. But if you guys seen my stories this week, I've been talking about systems. I have been talking about developing our vision so the systems can now hold that vision alive. I also made a long form YouTube video about the difference between hard skill versus soft skill, creating systems for each one of those. Our last live we talked about that as well. How to create systems and SOPs for hard skill systems, SOPs, QCs for soft skills. And then I talked about how this week I had a meeting with one of our clients, and they said for the last 3 months, it's been a little difficult on our communication end. So I revamped it, talked about it with them, found out our leaks, our bottlenecks, and then we changed everything that night. It was Wednesday night. I worked all night, got the development, implemented it. Tuesday night, my apologies. Tuesday night, right before our live, we implemented everything. Wrote a new systems for it, applied it on Wednesday. Wednesday night, they called us and they said, I don't know what the heck you did last night, but that's exactly what we needed. So that was very encouraging to see, very encouraging to hear, because one, we move at the speed of instruction. Something's wrong, we jump on it. We don't over here do the blame game. Nope, we take it on the chin. Of course, I do my due diligence to make sure, hey, if that very much so was an issue on our end or if it was lack on their end. Sometimes people just try to pass the buck. But when they're talking, you take it on the chin, you listen, because even though they may be wrong and it doesn't apply to me now, it may apply to me some other time in the future. So it's always good to get those reminders. But no, we did have an issue. We were closing on some jobs wrong. And then my guys were following up with invoices saying, hey, we haven't had this paid out. Why? So they were over here barking back and forth, and we were doing the job, but we weren't closing it out completely on our CRM. So with that in mind, we updated our CRM, got the next step involved, updated, trained everybody. Wednesday, they loved it, released all our funds. So it was an awesome opportunity to learn, to grow from that. So that was nice to see. Shout out to those that give you the props when you need to hear it. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Jesse Gomez. But yeah, no, I'm super excited about everything. And I just wanted to talk about vision. So I know a lot of people, for the most part, were pushing hard on our Energize Us Edu. Energize Us Edu is our non-for-profit school. We're looking to open up in 2 locations by the end of 2025. After that, 2026, we're looking at 5 locations. And then we're looking for affordable housing by 2026. So it's going to be an exciting next 3 years, especially when it comes to the school, developing everything and really changing the skill trades when it comes to pre-apprenticeship and licensure and opportunities for people to incentivize them to come into the trades. But I don't talk enough about Energize Us, just my electrical contracting company. And I feel like it's the redheaded stepchild sometimes. I also feel like it's like sometimes we get so down into working and everything. Like when people are like, oh, you do amazing. And it's like we forget to give a shout out and praise to our wives. It almost feels like that because I can only do what I'm doing. I can only travel the way I'm traveling. I can only invest the way I'm investing because our electrical contracting company is keeping us afloat. So I don't give enough praise and love to my first baby, Energize Us. So this week has been about them. And once again, it helps me to recognize like, hey, this was the first one that we built up. We're loving it. We're growing it. And just as I plan to build up Energize Us Edu, Energize Us, our LLC company, is also growing. And we're going to go into 5 other states next year. So I don't know if you guys saw the story, but the 5 states we're going to is California, we're going to West Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. So we are now got contracts for those 5 states. We're working towards the contract we just announced that we got the contract for 30 additional states. I don't know if I'm going to open up a franchise in each individual state, but we got 30 contracts for service-based work for solar systems. So we're very excited about that. By the end of the year, we're going to be operating in 5 new states. Today, they just dropped the 6th state on us, saying that they need this done by October. I don't know if I can physically handle that. If I do, it's going to be a joint venture. I have some buddies down there in the Tennessee area who's going to come down with me to Louisiana to bang out a record number. Basically 3 months of work, 3 months of steady work. We're trying to bang it out in 30 days. So we want to do it after Nika goes straight down to Louisiana and just hammer it out down there. So it's going to be 2 companies tackling that, but we're still in the works with all of that. So it's going to be an exciting opportunity. But 2024 is going to end on a crazy, crazy note. May need some subs. Andrew, you just tell me when you're ready, bro. I texted you that this week, bro. Just tell me what you need, okay? So Andrew, you just tell me what you need and we're ready to go, baby. But no, it's going to be an exciting opportunity. Truly growing with you guys has been amazing. Documenting it. And yeah, we're just super excited. So the vision for both companies is to expand, franchise, develop the team. Our school, our electrical contracting company, especially after working with Valuetainment PVD and his network, I want to grow a company where everyone's comfortable. Everyone has opportunity to grow. I want equity share. I want profit sharing. I want everybody. I want true specialists in their field. I'm not looking for day laborers. I'm not looking for little help. If we're going to tackle this market, that's what we're going to do. We're going to exemplify. We're going to work. We're going to get everybody up on the same board, give them the tools that they need. And then in turn, those are the examples we need to now push to school saying, hey, if you invest into your team, if you get the right people, if you get the right training, get the right tools, you can have a winning team. And then that helps us build the construction culture as a whole. So one company feeds into the second company. One work culture feeds into the second culture. And also credibility, saying basically, hey, concept, I can do it with my electrical contracting company. That means the concept's going to work. We can now do this with the school and incentivize other contractors to do the same. But it's going to be an exciting year. The vision for us, well, in electrical contracting company, the vision for the next 3 years is to build up our capacity to reach those 30 state contracts. And Energize Us Edu, our next 3 to 5 years is to do everything when it comes to schooling, locations on coast to coast. We're finalizing our accreditation process with the DIR to get our first school opened up in California before the end of this year. If we can get that by this year's end, then we're already expediting our goal for 2025. And then 5 years, we're trying to have 5 different locations as well as affordable housing for our students and in network contractors. 8 years, we're looking to build this company up, build this reputation up to sell. And we're selling for EBITDA. We're going for a $1 billion acquisition. So if I can get that in my 8-year plan, it's going to be exciting for everybody because then we're just going to reinvest everything back. So we got a nice crew, nice team working across the clock. It seems like after we all work, we jump on calls afterwards from 11 to 12. And then that's when we discuss any updates that we need to work on. And then, so 11 to 12 is the time where we get together to work on those updates that we need. But it just keeps the wheel spinning. We have a lot to work on 2 different fronts. Both companies are growing tremendously. I'm getting ready to hire my first project manager. I know when I spoke on my videos, we have people for systems in the sense of office manager. We have our foreman. Our foreman does not want to be a project manager. Plus, the project manager is almost the liaison, would be more of a right-hand man rather than just the guys on the field, because these two are bickering. So that's my next work to figure out. I asked the foreman, since he's been with the company for the last 5 years, if he's a PM manager. I would send him through training and all that stuff. Once again, it's not just promoting him just to have a title. It's to give him the skills that he needs to do the job right. But he said he's happy with just the field work. He'd rather be the go-to guy when anything comes to the field. He said he hates the dance between the field and the office. And that just reminded me, when you talk to your guys, you got to see what their love language is. Just like we talked with Stellman and we talked about the book, Your Next 5 Moves. Some guys have a goal for something, some guys don't. The PM is also going to start diversifying into our channel partners, so you can start at least setting up those steps for the other state work, because right now it's going to be fun. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting next few weeks. This week we're wrapping up. We actually made a high of this week's earnings. So this week we're closing on roughly 125K. So that's actually my biggest 1 week payout. So it's going to be an exciting week. Going to see everything turn out. Next week, we're going to start cooking some content creation ideas. So we're going to be working as a team when it comes to the school, and we're going to start preaching message and have basically a calendar event. All of our members, a part of the school, are going to be talking about, so we can now start talking about content and topics that matter. So anything to help you guys, feel free to comment down below, message us, see what we can do to help each other. But yeah, just the vision. The vision is clearer than ever. Now it's the implementation phase. It's getting fun. In the sense where it's getting fun, where it's now trying new things, and just seeing how everything plays out. Trying new things is very exciting to me. It gives you those little chills, just like that first year of business. But once again, it goes back to what I said before. Like, so many people jump into business and then they go straight back trying to be complacent, trying to play comfortable, because it's like that first year of quitting your job already gave you so much PTSD that you don't want to go back. You don't want to go. So many people don't want to jump back into business, jump back into that pain. But that's where growth has to come. You have to train it. So I just love the feeling of like, oh no, I don't know if I'm addicted to it. I love the sleepless nights. I love going to bed and then waking up and freaking out and saying, what did I do? Figuring it out, reading about it, stressing about it, talking about it, getting a game plan, and then executing it. And then you're like, what's the next one? So, my wife says that couldn't be tied with being toxic, but, she knows what she signed up for. Same with you guys. You guys already know what you signed up for. So this is going to be a fun next few years altogether. Just continuously growing as a team, growing with you guys. So can't wait to keep that wheel going. But how about you guys? Any questions, concerns, thoughts? I want to see what you guys have as a vision. What do you guys have a vision for your company? Any ways that you're going to execute it? Timeline. This week, I also started a new book. And this was the first time I was excited for a book. Somebody told me to read this book. I was so excited to read it. They said, make sure you have a goal that you want. solved, or a thought that you want an answer to. Basically, what is a problem you're solving for when it comes to identity as well as your mind. And it blew me away. This was the first time I was genuinely interested. I messaged a few people the book that I was reading. I messaged Figs. Figs said he read it a few times. But that book, The $1 Million Mind, $1 Million Mentality, if you're on, if anybody's on and knows the book, that book blew my mind probably within the first 3 minutes of just like reading it and listening to it. Blew my mind. That thing, I'm addicted to that thing, bro. I'm have that thing on repeat. I'm in the shower, I'm playing it. I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm playing it. I'm in the car, I'm playing it. Bro, anytime I have an opportunity, I'm listening to that. And it's only like a 6-hour read, 6-hour audiobook. So if you guys haven't read that, I'm going to post about it again, just in case if you guys haven't read it. But that book has blown my mind. I'm most likely going to start, when I talk to individuals working with PBD, they say they read that book once a quarter. So every 3 months, they're playing that book again. That's how consistent they are with it. And it just talks about like preparing yourself, preparing your mind. Hey, this is what you're going to do. You go work for it. And it's not that manifestation stuff where it's like, you can say, oh, I'm manifesting these different qualities, but in reality, it's not happening. So it's so nice to see when people have this book idea and then we're reading it and it's telling you practical steps that you can take to enjoy it, to see the future, to build something up. That blew my mind. Out of the last 3 books that I was recommended, this one probably has taken the key, taken the top rank. The reason why, it's because, once again, it shows applicable steps that you can physically take in your life. And it's just been so amazing. That has been a fun read. When I was talking to Leo, he recommended it and he said he reads it every 3 months. He's reading that book again. So I'm going to post it one more time if you guys haven't read it. It's called The Millionaire. Oh, we got Aguilar. Appreciate you, brother. This book was The Millionaire Mind. The Millionaire Mind. That's the book Leo has recommended reading that book. And this is the first time a book has surprised me. There's many great books that I read and loved, but The Millionaire Mind. If you guys ever have an opportunity to read a book, I'm telling you, A Millionaire Mind. Gotcha. Yes, great book. Appreciate you, Mario. Oh, man, can't wait to see you in the next few weeks. Hey, Mario, there's some individuals in this chat who's going to the vault as well. So I'll get you guys connected down there. So it's going to be a nice opportunity. But yeah, that book, to be honest, has played a big role. There is a second book. The number 2 book I read was Psycho-Cybernetics. That was the same thing with the mind. Love it. I'll see you there. Appreciate you, brother. But Psycho-Cybernetics was the second book. I think that's a hard number 2. Leo said after Psycho-Cybernetics, he recommends everyone to read $1 Million Mind and then Psycho-Cybernetics. But those 2 combos have taken the key because it tells you different things that I truly had issues with, because especially with growing up, I don't know about you guys, but just being in the Latin culture and everything, growing up, my parents always had a scarcity mindset when it came to money. And then my parents were very religious growing up. So a lot of the times they would always relate wealth to like you were evil or you were sacrificing someone, or if you're rich or if you are working towards having another goal of being, or comparing all that stuff to just being materialistic in with a negative condescending tone to it, that you were a bad person. And it was like, just like with anything, there's good and bad. There's excess, just like alcohol. People can say, oh no, I don't drink alcohol because my father was alcoholic. But then there's some people who can say, I respect alcohol because I understand how it could be fun, but at the same time, it could be dangerous. There's other instances where it's like even Jesus, Jesus' first miracle was turn water into wine. So how is that bad? It may not be bad, but if you don't take advantage, or if you take advantage of it, then it could be something detrimental. Just like a knife in the hands of a chef, it can make a masterpiece. But a knife in the hands of a serial killer, you can go down the path. So it's just your perspective on a lot of things, but it gives you practical steps on how you can now make something into a reality. So that was pretty exciting to see. I'm loving that book. I'm like 3 days into it. I am just wrapped around it. I'm telling you guys, every time I'm in the shower, I got the speaker going. Every time I'm in the car, this one has hit a lot, and it put into perspective a lot of things I have to do. A lot of things that before I was a little timid about, but now a lot of things are clear because just taking action is a big step of it. And there's so many people that I'm around now that I love it, because every time I feel like I reach that next level, and then I'm thinking about it and I'm like, it's not good enough, but in a healthy way, in a healthy, competitive way. You know what I mean? It's like when I was growing up in high school, I used to play soccer, and I was never scared of playing soccer against a good team that were like undefeated for the year. No, it's because it was like I always wanted to be that guy. So those opportunities to keep growing, man. So it's nice to see, and I can't wait for that by the end of the month when we head over to the vault, because once again, so many individuals, they don't know what they don't know, and so many people have an idea of what they want to do until they see what's possible, and that's so exciting to see, especially when it comes to contracting. The last video I made on YouTube, so many people talk about how they want to build up their business, but then they want to do it all by themselves. Or so many people start business and they say, hey, I'll figure it out. And contractors, we already talked about the life expectancy. It's within 20 to 30 years and they close down shop. If you're going to now dedicate 20 to 30 years and you have nothing to show for it, that's not something I want to do. Especially for individuals who have families, kids already on the way. That's a big risk. And you're substituting 20 to 30 years when you could have had a pension, 401k, insurance, health benefits, been taken care of for the most part. Then you switch over to be an entrepreneur, or for the most part of us, like what we discussed, just being a solopreneur or self-employed, and you're doing all the grunt work yourself. You work 10, 20 years or until your back goes out, and then you have nothing to show for it. And for the blue collar folk, that can be such an easy thing to fall into, because we don't have anybody to look up to in that regards. So that put a lot of things into perspective for me, because when you have to learn new skills, when you have to understand that, hey, I may not have all the answers. Someone may be doing something better than me, to take that on the chin, adjust, pivot, learn from it, and then just keep putting yourself in circumstances where you can learn. And then you tie that with books that you're reading that help you understand, like, hey, these are practical steps that you can do. These are practical steps that other people have done. This is the mindset some individuals have. You may not have this mindset, but you may have this type of mindset. Oh, man, it's just a whirlwind of everything just colliding together. And it's just been exciting the last few months, all in all. And I can't wait to hear your guys' vision. So that was my 30-minute intro to today's topic of vision. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys have a vision? Does your vision last for the rest of the 6 months of 2024? Does it last 3, 5, 10-year plan? I want to hear from you guys. I know I've spoken to some of you personally one-on-one. Stelman is working here too, because he wants to run a 20-man shop from New York City in his electrical contracting business. I don't know if he's trying to go national with that when it comes to working with the Lutron systems, low voltage systems. I know Anthony's working on developing his team right now. He's over here hiring project managers, foremen, office managers, buying new vans, because he recognized that he has to put himself into a new position to be able to offer those services to his customers. There's just so many of you guys out here who are working day in and day out for your vision. But I want to hear it from you guys. What is your vision? If you guys want to comment down below while I read some of the comments, or if you guys want to send me a text DM afterwards, feel free to, and we can share your story on social media. But would love to hear from you guys. What is your end goal? What is your vision? So we have Aguilar, what book? I seen Figs post about it. Yep. Juan, that book is great. So Juan, did you get to read The Millionaire Mind? I'm guessing you did. Juan, The 48 Laws of Power and The Secret Millionaire Mind are a must read. Ooh, I love that. All things Rich Dad, Poor Dad plot right there. Yep. Chino, Mr. Red Wolf, a whole bunch of people you jumped on. So I appreciate you guys for jumping on. It means a lot. But if you guys have no questions, no concerns, no suggestions, we can call it an easy Thursday evening. But just wanted to make sure I touch base with you guys. So if you take anything into account, is have that vision ready. Are you executing on that vision? What's holding you off from achieving your next goal? Is it a bottleneck? Is it a choke point? Is it something that you can do? Let me know. But I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are amazing. Once again, this is on Instagram Live or on YouTube Live. If you guys missed it, you can go head on over to YouTube, replay it just for yourself. But we're going to get to some of the comments that came in. Juan, several times, actually, every other month, I read the Secrets to a Millionaire Mind. You see, I'm surprised that so many people listen to that so often. We have Smart Hand Plus, Power Plug. Smart Hands Plus wants to replace myself from the field. Awesome. Where are you located? Are you East Coast, West Coast, Central? And what is your goal? Are you a solopreneur right now, basically self-employed, doing everything yourself? Power Plug Electric. Do you know the guys at the electrical training course in New York City? I personally do not. I'm not in New York City. I'm in Connecticut. But Stelman, there we go. Stelman, he goes, I do. SoCal, beautiful. So Southern California, what's your goal? Are you the only employee right now? And what's holding you off from finding somebody? Is it there's not enough people around? Do you not have enough? The Millionaire Mind, Andrew. It's a physical book. There's also sections where I'm listening to it, so you can get it on Audible. I'm listening to it, and they said there's sections where you can write down notes. So you can either read it or listen to it. Yep. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Those are all good books. Jesus is on top of it. Power versus Force. Yep. I'm building a company that runs itself. I love it, Juan. I love it. Operate, add an MSP with my wife and eldest son as my partners. I love that. Nice. I'm actually attending their course, planning on getting my own license in the next 6 months. All right, Power Plug. Are you in New York City then? Let's get together. Let's get together with Stelman. That's awesome that you guys are going to get your license in 6 months. We need more contractors. It's good because there's so much work to go around, but it's also nice to see so many people who care about the trade growing into different capacities so they can be of service to others. So proud of you. So proud of you. How about you guys? Nice. I'm actually attending. But yeah, for the most part, that's everything, guys. Keep that vision alive. Let me know what I can do to help support that vision. You guys are doing so much on your own, and it's nice to see that we can spend even 15, 20, 30 minutes after work getting to know each other, seeing each other's vision. Just keep encouraging each other. Keep that vision alive. Know what you guys are going to do. It means a lot. All right? Keep it alive. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, guys. Instagram, YouTube, appreciate you. Keep your visions alive. Text, comment, and message me if you have any suggestions. Appreciate you guys. Bye.